First thing first. Of course, R.I.P. Rest in peace. God bless Chadwick Boseman. He passed away recently. If you don't know who Chadwick Boseman is, I'm pretty sure most of y'all do. T'Challa, Black Panther. Of course, he's been in other movies. Um, Draft Day, which was one of my favorite roles that he was in. Get On Up. He played the legendary James Brown, which is one of my favorite, basically roles I've ever seen for like a biopic. I really enjoyed that movie. Of course, Black Panther 42, where he also played the legendary Jackie Robinson. He's played a lot of legendary characters. I have so much respect for that man. He was always one of my favorite African American actors. So it really is just like pains me the fact that he passed away, and apparently with cancer, and apparently he had cancer for 4 years, and he's even been in roles, literally in roles, doing stunts while doing the cancer. Like, my respect for that man just went just 10 times even more, and I just felt the need to say something before I can even like go into another video and whatnot. And a lot of things have been happening around the world. A lot of course, racial tension. We all know what's going on about that. The world looks like it's about to implode on itself at any moment. 2020 is, in my opinion, is sending out some type of message. Not just that. I mean, it's so bad. I live in the DFW in Texas, in that area, and there was like a hurricane, like a couple of days ago that came near us, or like was in that area. Guys, if you live in the DFW area in Dallas, Texas, you know that there is no hurricanes that comes into that part of Texas whatsoever. That, to me, that's just a message or something. But back to the subject at hand. I didn't know if I really wanted to make this video. I absolutely would not want to capitalize, and I've said this before, capitalize on anybody's death or passing. So of course this is not going to be a monetized video whatsoever. Like I said, I didn't feel comfortable, like, just like, because I had a video planned on tomorrow or in the next couple of days, so I just didn't want to like get into that all happy and jolly knowing that this just happened. I put out a video a couple hours ago, but like that video was already like edited and processed, so I couldn't really like change what was going on with that video. Right when it happened, like right when the news hit, I was like pushing upload basically for that video. Like I said, I just had to talk about it, just the whole situation in general. I just think what's really sad when a guy that young, of course he's older than me, he was older than me, a guy that young, still in his youth, still in his prime, passes away like that. Same thing with Kobe Bryant. It was just so sudden. It just doesn't feel like it's supposed to happen like that. You know what I mean? And it's just really sad. It's a really sad thing to hear, especially a guy that was such a talent. He was a guy that was very much a part of the black community, and like representing us and fighting for representation for like more black roles, in Hollywood and whatnot. And he was definitely the talent and spokesman to do that. Like I say, he's one of my favorite, basically black actors, that was acting. So like the fact, and it hit me like just like that. I'm like, tears almost got to going. Basically, I don't know the man, but tears basically almost got to going. I know I cried really hard for Kobe because I know Kobe was like my favorite sports player of all time. So tears almost basically got to flowing. Also with like Chadwick Boseman, because like I say, it's too early in my opinion for him to go. Didn't even know he had cancer, and that's just a really sad thing to hear. But also I also want to mention this. There's a lot of trolls on Twitter and a lot of very just ignorant people somewhat making fun of his death. If you're on Twitter, please ignore that. Do not give always say, do not feed the trolls. Once you start feeding the trolls, you give them the power. Do not feed the trolls. I was really mad at first, and I was going to talk about it, but I was like, nope, don't even do it. Don't even do it, because if you do that, you're just giving them the power. That's exactly what they want. Nobody just says wild stuff like that. They're saying it for a reaction, so just ignore them. Speaking of the Black Panther stuff, I don't care. I really don't care. But on that particular role, I have this kind of rule where it's like, you don't recast people that passed away. So, like, I don't want to see a recasting for Black Panther. Okay, I don't want to see anybody in that role for Black Panther. That's part of his legacy, and nobody else needs to be in that role. Okay, I remember there was like one TV show named Spartacus. I was watching it, and I really enjoyed the first season. Apparently, the guy, the main character, passed away, and they recasted him in the second season. I'm like, whoa, you don't do that. Didn't even watch the second season. I was like, you can't even do it. Same thing with Granddad with the Boondocks. If you've been keeping up with like the Boondocks news, of course, John Witherspoon, another legend that we lost. They were going to recast Granddad's role for the reboot that was coming in, and I'm like, nah, you don't do that. You don't do that. It's either make a new character. Apparently his son wanted to do it, and I was like 100% yes, go with that, because apparently he sounds exactly like his dad, and they didn't want to give him the role for whatever reason. I don't know what. There's a whole video on it. I'm sure some of y'all have seen it, but it really left a bad taste in my mouth. Now I don't even want to watch the Boondocks reboot. You just for legacy roles like that, you just don't do that. Okay, you do that. You don't recast people. Like I said, if you're going to do Black Panther, I don't know if T'Challa has like a Robin-esque type thing, or a Batman Beyond type thing where there's another like Black Panther out there, but you just don't do it. Some people maybe it's like Shuri. I don't, like I said, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm not really thinking about what's happening with Black Panther out there. I'm just putting it out there that do not recast that role. That's just going to leave a bad taste in people's mouth. But yeah, I don't know exactly how much to say. Like I said, I just, God bless that man. Condolences to him and his family. I'm sure it's very hard. I know they knew he had it for years, but it's still, regardless, that's very hard. I'm sure that's very hard to deal with in general. I guess I just wanted to basically share my thoughts with y'all on this video, and like I said, pay my respects, and R.I.P Chadwick Boseman, man. That's all I gotta say on the matter.